I'm frustrated. My, oh my, am I frustrated. Loan officers are closing less than 2 loans per LO. Loan officers are leaving the industry, and it's continuing to go down. And it's on us. What are we doing to build this industry brick by brick? I'm frustrated with the lack of personal development. I'm frustrated with the lack of accountability. And it's time for us to make a change. But before I get into all that, I want to change the industry, the energy in this room, and I want to change the energy in this industry. So do me a favor, everybody stand up, and for those in the back in the talk-in section, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up in here. But here's what I want you to do. Look around, find 3 people that you don't know, and just introduce yourself. Wiggle out a little bit. Change the industry just a bit. That was awesome. Clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. Clap 3 times if you can hear me. All right, take a seat. Take a seat. Brick by brick, that's how this industry was built. Sometimes things have to change, and you got to rebuild. But in order to rebuild this industry brick by brick, we have to start doing it ourselves first. Now, see, my journey was one that was a bit hardcore of a journey, like many of you. I started in retail. Now, I had nothing. I started making money. I got all excited, but here's how I made the money. The feedback I used to receive was injection only. Sit down, get on the phone, 6 hours a day, follow up with your clients, land, air, and sea 5 times a day, 5 times a week, 3 times a day. Land, air, and sea. Email, text message, voicemail. And you had no choice. 0 choice. If you're behind pace, you come in on a scheduled weekend. If you don't call your follow-up, someone else gets your loan. If you don't know how to close it, it goes to somebody else who can. And you think I got paid? No. You didn't get paid on those files. You didn't get paid on those clients. By injection only. And now let me tell you, as somebody that came from nothing, I was ready for all of the coaching that I could possibly take. I said, give me more, hit me again. Make me do more. And let me tell you, I was damn good at it. Like many of you in this room who are very good at your craft. By the time I turned 22 years old, I was making $300,000 a year. College dropout, taking care of my family. All that because of the killer mentality. Well, then what happened is this killer mentality, they said, hey, you'd probably be a really good leader. I said, yes, look at me, 22, 23, a leader? Absolutely, I'm the right choice, I'm ready to do this. Then I start with my team, and it turns out that you can't just talk to people that way all the time. It turns out that it is super important to make sure that you're staying in front of people. See, what this taught me is that so many people out there need our guidance. But in order to learn how to give guidance, you got to have great mentorship. You got to have a great personal development. See, sometimes you can grow brick by brick, but if you don't know how to put all the pieces together, you're going to have a really terrible foundation. and that will crack. And the bricks that you're building are the wrong ones. It took a very special human being to change my life. One day, I was at my desk. I got in bright and early. And I was at my desk and I was sitting there like this. And I was typing away, getting ready for the reports. And 8 in the morning hit. I see a call. It says, Dad. Now, my father, I love dearly, but my dad does not wake up early. So a call at 8 a.m., I was in a full panic. I take the call. I pick it up. I said, Dad, is everything okay? And he says, Son, I need to buy these shoes on Amazon. I know some of you are laughing. I was furious. I was furious. I said, Dad, I have to get back to work. I have to get back to work. I'll call you later. I'll send you a picture of the card. Take care of it. Then I hang up the phone, and 22, 23-year-old me is just a hothead, angry human being. So I'm at my desk. We know the stance. Probably teachers used to do this back in school, and you're like this. I'm over the desk typing away. All of a sudden, I see this man with white hair come beelining towards me, really like this, just walks right up like this, quick step, looks at me and he goes, Hey, I'm Stephen Luigi Piazza. What's your name? I look at him and I said, I'm Jonathan. I got to get back to it. He said, You look frustrated. Yes, I'm frustrated. I have to get back to work. No, we're going to go for a walk. I said, it's 8 a.m. We have files. I'm going to miss goal. I'm going to get yelled at in 10 minutes. We're going to go for a walk. I said, I can't do that. This man was 5'8", 160 pounds, soaking wet. I'm not a small human being. He grabbed me with this old man strength that I'd never felt in my life, and he pulled me aside, and we were going for a walk. Now, with him, the walks weren't just laps. We had to go upstairs. Now, I had no clue who this human being was. Zero idea. He grabs me and says, We're going to go up to the 14th floor. I have the keys to the rooftop. I said, What? Who are you? How do you have the keys to the rooftop of this building? Now, keep in mind, my journey started at Quicken Loans. So to think someone had keys to the rooftop was just unheard of. So we start going up the stairs. And like many loan officers, when we start making money, I was probably eating a bit too much and I stopped working out. And it was real hard to get up those stairs. And we go floor by floor, starting from floor 5 all the way to floor 14. And we get to the top. I'm huffing and puffing. I'm like, Oh, Steve, can you open that door for me? Oh, John, I'm sorry. You just looked so angry. I just wanted to calm you down. I couldn't even be mad. I just stared at the man. I said, Okay, we're going to go back downstairs and talk. I said, All right. I probably should have just said yes to talking to begin with. We go back down the stairs. We sit in his office. And now I figured out who this man was. This man owned part of the company. I'd have been a little bit nicer, but shame on me for even thinking that way. He looks at me and he says to me, You know, John, you have potential, but you just don't know people. I said, I know how to make people money. I know how to get them paid. I know how to make money. And he said, No, you just don't understand people. So he filled me, he goes, Why are you frustrated? I tell him, I said, You know what, Steve? My life's hard. I grew up with a hard life, Steve. By the time I was 12 years old, Steve, I had to work in the dollar store. I had to take care of bills for my parents. I had to get my family out of bankruptcy. I had to get them out of foreclosure. And then, Steve, I dropped out of college. Now I'm here at Quicken. I just bought him a house. I just bought myself a house. I have so much resentment. I'm so irritated. I can't believe my parents would put me through this. And Steve looked at me with this biggest look of disgust I've ever seen. And he looked at me, he said, So, hold on. You're mad at your parents? I said, Yes, sir. John, how much money do you have in the bank? I told him. How much money do you have in your 401k? I told him. What kind of car do you drive? It's a nice one. You know, I don't know you that well, but you to me seem like the type of person that no matter what hand he's dealt every single morning, you're not going to fold, are you? I said, no, sir, it's just not in me. Just like I know it's not in each and every single one of you. I don't have the ability to fold. It's just not built in me. And then he asked me something that hit me really hard. He said to me, John, your friends that, your friends from high school, how much money do they have? How much in their 401k? Do they own houses? Are they taking care of people? Are they leading people? No, sir. No, sir, they're not. He said, do me a favor. He said, can you call your parents and thank them for me? He said, can you thank your parents for me? Because now look at the hands you have. Look what you've been able to do. And I left that office and my life changed. Everything that I thought, every excuse I gave myself, everything I told myself about why I'm upset, why I'm frustrated, why I'm not getting to the place I want to be, why the bricks I'm putting together aren't working, had nothing to do with my past and had everything to do with me as a human being. So when I tell you I'm frustrated about our industry, I'm frustrated because are we focusing on the right bricks? Are we focusing on the personal development of ourselves? Are we focusing on alleviating the resentment that we have? And are we focused on pouring love into our people? A lot of us here will say, we're here to help our people. We're here to support them. We're here to give back to them. Yet, we only hang out with the top producers. Just the top producers it's hard right now. The top producers are making me money. What about the ones who just need a conversations? What about the ones that we cancel the one-on-ones on with? What about the ones who are dying to meet with us and then last minute we say, hey, I got to end this meeting just a little early today, okay? It's devastating. And the work that we have to put in starts now. It starts here. I'm going to leave you with this. You have two options today, just two. One, you get up, you get excited, we hurrah, we high-five ourselves, we have a good time, you shake hands, you meet a few people, you network, and you walk out this door, and you go back into familiarity. You go back to your offices, your bubbles, and then you wait for the next event to get excited and rally and hoorah. Or we focus on the thing that's most important. Understand who we are as human beings. We start to look ourselves in the mirror and pick apart the areas that we know we need to give back to other people. We have the opportunity to change this industry, but can only be done together. It can only be done through real conversations amongst each other. It can only be done through holding each other accountable. It can only be done by looking yourself dead in the mirror and being honest with who you are. Don't cancel the one-on-ones. Don't let these loan officers exit the industry. Get them excited about the opportunity that's in front of them. Pour back into people and give them everything that you have. So I challenge all of you with something very simple. When you exit today, and when you leave after this beautiful event, I'd like you to sit down, look yourself in the mirror, a real mirror, and write down the 3 things that you're going to do to pour into people every single week moving forward for the rest of the year. And honor that commitment and tell people about your commitment so they can hold you accountable to it. My name's Jonathon Haddad. I am here to help all of us shift our mindset, but more importantly, help reignite and build this industry brick by brick together. Take care.